Welcome back to Orlando Out of Context. I'm Brian.
I'm Stephanie.
How are you?
I'm fine.
We're doing a lazy edition, even though it wasn't that lazy, because it took forever to get the garage band set up to record this.
We are blown out in the living room because Brian is hosting guests in our podcasting room. So we had to just take our equipment and sit on the couch.
So we're holding our microphones. We're not normally holding them. We're holding our microphones. We're not going to
Beyonce.
What?
I feel like Beyonce.
Really?
I want to bedazzle this microphone.
Okay.
You know, like Mariah Carey and everyone else, they get bedazzled microphones.
Take it and do it.
And I want to cover the whole thing in Swarovski crystals.
Sounds good.
They're expensive, though. I was looking at the McCraft store the other day when I was shopping for my Halloween costume.
Yeah,
Was maybe like 20 crystals for maybe like they were on sale, so like maybe like $7, $7 to $10 for 20 crystals. And I'm probably gonna need like probably 100 to put on here.
You're gonna have to get those little sticky plastic jewels.
No, I want the real thing
in order to afford covering that whole mic.
So we have a little hodgepodge of topics to talk about. Some housekeeping, if you may.
Yeah.
So, I don't even know, where do you want to start at?
Well, we can start with this week we were invited over to an event at Susuru.
Yes. That's something I wanted to pull up. They sent us the list of all the things that we ate.
Oh, good.
So
Susuru, while she pulls that up, Susuru, I think we've talked about it or briefly mentioned because the both of us had never been there together, but I've been there a few times now. But Susuru invited us because they have a few new items on their menu. I don't think it's a full menu switchover. I think it was just a few new items. And so they invited us and some other Instagrammer, bloggers, et cetera.
It was the best media event that we have ever attended.
There was somebody checking.
It was very organized.
Somebody checked us in.
They were professional.
They had the spots where you were supposed to sit set with a place setting, so we just found the place that we wanted to sit. And I think it was a part owner, came out and introduced himself and talked about.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And then they just brought out, I think I counted like 8. I think there was 8 different things from the menu they brought out. That's what I counted in my head previously.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 on this list.
Okay. Well, does it include the drink?
Oh, maybe not.
Because I counted.
We'll see as we go
along. Okay.
So, and it was nice, and I thought it was a lot of food. I mean, they brought, we were just at a table for 2, so they brought out, like one thing and then we shared it.
Right.
But, it was a lot of food. It wasn't just like a little teeny sample. I'm pretty sure it's what you would get if you ordered
it was
the item at the restaurant.
It was definitely with the size that they were, because since I've been there and experienced what they bring out, it's definitely the size.
So the first thing we got was a spiral cucumber with coyote-style pickled cucumber with spicy sesame dressing. Mm-hmm. Which I tried, which is a big deal for me because I don't eat crap like that. I don't eat things like that.
You like the taste of it.
It was good, but it was like I couldn't deal with the texture in my mouth.
Stephanie's a big texture person, so a lot of her issues with food, if we want to get into that, is...
So I really liked the flavor of this, but...
It's texture.
It was like a little bit hard and crunchy on the outside, but the inside was a little bit soft, and I was like, ugh.
I thought it was delicious, and the sauce that was on it was really good. It almost was like if I really tried to fake myself out, I was like eating sushi, but no, because that sauce was good, and
it was like it was like a sauce, but then it had some seasoning, like kind of like if you would
sprinkled on it.
Sprinkled. And it says it's spicy, but I don't think it's spicy at all. It was not
spicy. So
I think it was more of a cool, was refreshing.
Whatever was happening that night, it wasn't.
It was not spicy. And then the next thing they brought us was guys. I can't even say these things. Gyoza with wings,
which is like a pot
chicken gyoza, crispy skirt with Pontezua dipping sauce. I don't remember this. What did I
That
not
was
eat this?
well. This I don't think this is in the order. I think this came later, but it was like that flat thing, crispy thing, and it had
With
the
the
pot
burnt
stickers.
cheese on top?
It wasn't cheese, but yeah, it was like a thing, and it
I
had
ate
the scallions
whatever
on
was
top.
burnt on top.
Yes, these gyoza pot stickers, whew, they were really good. Highly recommend it.
And then we have green miso king salmon grilled over boncho tan charcoal and topped with green miso sauce.
Delicious.
And that's what she said. Remember, because we couldn't remember what she said, and you were like, I don't know, it kind of tastes like miso soup.
Mm-hmm.
So you were right.
I got it right.
I didn't taste that
delicious.
because I have tasted salmon and I do not like it, so I skipped out on that one.
That was delicious.
And you love salmon. You're a fan of salmon. And then we did, they did a skewer of chicken tenders with like mayonnaise and grated egg yolk, which I ate basically that whole thing except for one chunk.
I let her have that
because I needed some protein.
Yeah,
that was good. I mean, it was just your basic white chicken breasts with a little mayo on top, and then she said like if you would take an egg yolk, dry it out, and then crush it up into like a little thing. We had so we had bacon wrapped asparagus grilled over charcoal.
Delicious.
And that was good. And I have to say I do not like asparagus, but you told me that I should try it anyway because it didn't taste like asparagus. And it didn't. It
didn't. It had like, that kind of like a little bit of bitterness that you get with asparagus. Well, I think that the bacon totally cut that out.
Yeah.
And the asparagus was just right in terms of the how it was cooked.
Yeah, it was not
too soggy.
Mushy and it wasn't too hard.
Correct.
Which is where my texture issues come in with vegetables.
This was delish.
And like the bottom so it was like a little bundle and then the bacon was wrapped around it. And then so the bottom was like the top of the bacon was like really soft, but the bottom was like burnt and crispy and it was good.
Oh, that was good.
I think that might have been my favorite thing.
That's one of my favorite things too.
And then we also had I'll let you do the last two because it's a lot of names I don't know.
Oh,
so they put this rice in a bowl and then it was actually had a few little like things on top, like some sauces, and then they gave us broth and we put the broth around it, made a little island with the rice, and then you mix it all up.
I love how you hand this to me and you want me to pronounce these Japanese
well, you're
names.
the food person,
so
you guessed that other word and I didn't even you didn't even know what I was
I will do my best. So the second to last one is the Yaki Onigiri Chazuki, which is grilled rice ball topped with mentako and tea broth, which I have to say this was really good.
I think it tasted like beef brothy.
It was delicious.
Less chicken, more beef. But it was good.
The next one.
And then we had a drink.
Is this the drink? Is this the?
I don't know if that's the drink or not. It had fish flakes on the top, and that's where they lost me with the fish flakes.
So the last one is soju umeboshi. I think this is the drink. And let me just Google it real quick.
So basically she explained to us that it was basically like a plum that was pickled. Like they take the plum and they let it sit in something for a long time to like absorb. I don't think it was alcohol. So it was kind of like she's described it as a salty beverage.
Yeah, this is the beverage. So the soju is a clear, colorless distilled beverage of Korean origin. Okay, that was part of it. The umi.
So it was also like layered. The bottom was like a dark raspberry color, and then it was like white, and then the fish flakes were on top.
And the umi is like the plum, and it basically kind of, in layman's terms, it was like a pickled plum with the soju, and then the bonito is the fish flakes. It was a very salty beverage. It was not my cup of tea.
I didn't even try it because I knew I wouldn't like it.
But I think if you're looking for something more authentic and you want to try something authentic, that is definitely something you should get.
What I really noticed was they had really cute plates. They had a different plate for every single thing that came out. So it was like so much detail. Even the cup that drink came in, we really liked that cup a lot. And they have a lot of other cute cups like that look like blowfish. Like, go look at their Instagram. It's super cute. You'll see all the different, like, the detail that they put into plating things and presenting things to you. And that was another thing I appreciated during the media event, that they, served it to us just like they would if you were there as a paying guest.
Right. The place is really cute. Lots of Japanese toys and artifacts on the walls. Just really well done.
And they were also having, while we were there, some kind of special, like, she said it was basically like a chef's table where these people were sitting at the bar. It was maybe like, I don't know, less than 10 people. And the chef was preparing a special meal for them. She said it was their second one that they have hosted since they opened back in January. So keep an eye out for that in the future. She said they want to try to do it more often. But it looked really cool.
Yeah,
definitely. Because the chef was letting them smell stuff, and he was they cooking right there in front of them.
It was an experience.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing those happened on Monday nights because Mondays they're closed. Mm-hmm. So maybe they have this, they do those special things on the night that they're closed so that the restaurant is empty.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Anyway, really great experience. Thank you, Susuru, for inviting us. I can't say enough good things about this restaurant.
And this was my first experience there, so we need to actually go back because I want to see the full menu.
You gotta get the fries.
Yeah, I want those fries. I'll get more chicken, probably the asparagus.
Yeah.
And definitely.
Yeah, it's
and
really good.
To top it off, this was in our neck of the woods.
Well,
so we were able to come home from work and crawl right over there and make it.
That's really.
Sometimes we can't make it to these events that we get invited to because we get off at work at 5, and then we can't make it. So we were really happy to be able to make this.
This is also they did it at a good time because some of these things we've been invited to are in the afternoon when everyone's working. Yeah. Now, I will say this is a pro tip for those people that are visiting and they're in the attractions area visiting, but they want something outside of Disney and they want that more intimate restaurant that's not a chain, that's not Disney, that's not Universal. Come over and try out Susuru because you're not going to be disappointed.
No, and then next door they have the Player One bar. You can roll over there and that's a really cool experience as well, as far as the bar goes. That
shopping center, if it continues to turn over some of those stores into better places,
could be a nice up and coming plaza.
That's where the CC's when we were on a college program. That's the CC's.
Used to live there. $5, all you can eat pizza on a C-piece salary. You can't really.
And that CC's is still there.
It is. Feeding tourists by the ton. So the next thing on the list here, I was able to finally make it to Tasty Takeover this week in the Milk District. They have every Tuesday in the evening from 6:30 to 10. They have food trucks there.
Nice.
It's behind the Nook on Robinson. And they actually fit quite a few food trucks back there in that little space.
So what did you have?
It was kind of nice. So my Nicole was in town.
Oh, hey, Nicole.
We were celebrating her friend Hiram's birthday.
Her friend who?
Hiram. And so basically I crashed Hiram's birthday party.
Shout out to Hiram. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, girl. We had a good time. We had a really good time. And I had the most delicious meal of probably my entire life.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I can't wait to hear about it.
Seriously, I was blown away with this food. They had actually a lot of weird trucks there. They didn't have many I kind of wanted something sweet. I wasn't intending on eating a meal, but then I found a meal that I wanted, and I was like, I gotta have that. They had they called it Bang Bang Shrimp. It was on a food truck called Molo's Miami Grill. Mm-hmm. and it was the menu says bang bang shrimp, but to me it's not bang bang shrimp like you think of like a mayo based sauce. It was more like a sweet, spicy sauce. And it was on a jumbo shrimp, so like big juicy shrimp on a bed of jasmine coconut rice.
You like that rice?
I loved it. And it was cooked perfectly. You know how sometimes rice can be too hard or too sticky? This rice was cooked to perfection.
Well, that's great.
And the shrimp were like fat and juicy.
They look big from here. She's doing show and tell on her phone.
I mean, this meal was so delicious. I follow this food truck, and I will follow them. When they post that they're near me, I will go running.
Okay.
It was a nice atmosphere. You know, that particular evening that we went, it was cool. You know, we had like 2 cool days this week, and then it came back to Hades temperature. But, yeah, it was really nice. Oh, she tried the vegan mac and cheese. Dixie Dharma's truck was there. And I told her that she should try
some of it.
I did not.
Why?
Because I didn't want to.
It is, okay, Dixie Dharma macaroni and cheese is probably my top 3 mac and cheeses I've ever had in the whole world. You need to try it.
I didn't. I should have tried it, but I didn't. I was like, I don't want to. I didn't want to lose the taste of this delicious shrimp. I'm just staring at it like, it looks so good. I want it right now. I'm so hungry. But also, Orlando Weekly is kicking off their taco week this week. So they were promoting the taco week. When this airs, it's going to be the last day of taco week.
I'm kind of done with tacos.
I was never started tacos. I could care less about tacos. But they were there peddling this taco passport. And, you know, there's actually it's kind of nice. They have several locations in Orlando they have taco specials for the taco week. And if you get, you know, for every location you go to, you get a stamp. And then once you get, I think 4 stamps, you can send a picture to Orlando Weekly and enter to win something. I don't even know what it was.
Of a taco?
I don't know. But, you know.
You can play a drinking game
it is
with
what
this
it is.
episode. Every time we say taco, you have to take a drink.
I mean, I don't even like tacos, but I thought since I am here to bring all things to Orlando, I would tell you about Taco Week.
I like tacos. I just think it's just, you know, it's a.
I was bummed though. John at Van Cam, he was not there, and he goes to Tasty Takeover like almost every week. I see on his Instagram, and I wanted to get in there and get a picture with Nicole, but he wasn't there. So
wah wah
wah wah. Also, something else to think about: Magical Dining has been extended through October 8th due to the hurricane that we never had that shut down our whole city. Everyone except for my company.
But we
got a whole nice long weekend off, except for me. I worked through the whole thing.
Our thoughts are with the Bahamas.
Yes.
Still.
That is what I have to keep reminding myself when I get angry about that little week of my life. That week, you know, I feel really bad for. And I think
they've got hit they got rammed. I think like twice because I think another hurricane came up and behind and rammed them.
So you know, get on Instagram and check. There's a lot of businesses, Foxtail, and I know Ace Cafe. They were collecting supplies. You can go check out their. They have lists of what's needed, and they're collecting at all locations. I know Foxtail. I saw they're collecting at all their locations, the supplies, water, tools, blankets, all that stuff. So,
well, I'm glad that you went to that event, and happy birthday again, Hiram. What name? What origin is that name? Is that
I get a feeling that it's kind of like Middle Eastern. That's what I get.
Well, listeners out there, let us know where does Hiram come from?
Or I could just actually ask Hiram, probably.
I've heard that
Hiram
name,
is one of those friends, though. You know, like you have those friends that are just friends with your other friends, so you only see them. Like I only see Hiram when I'm with Nicole because that's Nicole's friend. So, you know, we're friends, but I don't hang out with him alone.
Right.
But I'll ask him next time I see him. Maybe that'll be another 3 years or whenever the next birthday celebration is. We also went to this bar that was in front. So basically it was like There's where the TG Lee milk factory is?
Mm-hmm.
There's a road in front of that, and then there's a strip of bars and like the Nook at Robinson and like a little thrift store, and then there was this bar called Sports Town, and it was so cool. It was like a little clubhouse. Like you go in there, they had like, I don't know, 5 or 6 pool tables. They had a ping pong table. They had a back room that had like little granny dinner tables that you could play games on. Like they had board games, card games, checkers, dominoes. They had that thing that you hold and you push the puck. What is that called? Like air hockey, pinball machines. It was like a little clubhouse. And we sat in there for a little bit and played some games while we were waiting for the trucks to park.
Was there a cover or something to play the games, or you just go in there and play?
No, I just went, but I got there at like 6. That's why we were in there waiting for the food trucks to set up, because the food trucks didn't start till 6:30. So when I went in there, maybe later in the evening there's a cover, but it was early, so nobody was in there. I mean, you have to just pay for the games like the pinball and stuff.
Got it.
But all the other card games, that's all open. Probably you pay for the pool too, but I didn't really see.
Okay.
But that was kind of fun, especially since the weather was nice.
There was 2 brief days and evenings of nice weather.
When you get that weather, I feel like Cinderella. I feel like I'm at the ball, and at midnight, Hades is going to come back out again. So until midnight, I have to run out in my beautiful dress and enjoy the weather until everything turns back into a pumpkin.
Last night wasn't too bad. Once the sun went down, there was a little bit of a breeze. But yeah, I'm done with the heat.
Today, it was hot as balls. It was so like almost 100 degrees today.
So hot.
When I got in the car, I was like, oh, God, damn. Okay, so something else. Let me make sure I think I've covered everything on my list. Yeah. We have some exciting news.
Yes.
So we're starting to get like a lot of people inquire to us about kind of promoting their events and like talking about things on the podcast. So we have had a meeting together and we kind of wanted to like, we want to definitely include everyone. We want to be interactive with the city. We want to promote good things that are, great charities, like great events, great clubs, teams,
all
things
the
like that. All the things. We want to give you guys the chance to shout pro tips if you have them, interact with us. So we're going to kind of start like a new format where we're going to have like, I think we're going to make up a form. And if you want to maybe do a mini interview with us where, we'll do like a Skype call or something.
Right.
And maybe give you like 5 to 10 minutes to talk about your organization or your event,
and it'll just be like a mini interview.
Yeah, like a mini interview.
So when it's more than just saying, something that you want to share, an event that you want to share or something, when it's more than just that and we want to have a little bit of a discussion about it, we'll have a mini interview maybe that's, 5 to 10 minutes, and we won't do it to where we have to come to you or you have to come to us. But it'll be something that you'll fill out a form, and then we will review it and decide if it's a good fit or not. And then we'll set up a time that we can get, like Stephanie said, on a Skype call or something like that, and have a short interview with you, and then have it featured on the podcast.
Because there's a lot going on, and we obviously can't cover everything. We don't know about everything, but we don't want to miss anything either. And, we're here to serve.
Right. So you'll see in the coming, even when this releases, probably it'll be ready, but it'll be a form on our website. So you can go to Orlando outofcontext.com. There'll be a form on the website that you can fill out and get that started.
And then also we're going to have a call-in line.
Whoop, whoop. Call-in line.
Woo, woo. The hotline bling. Is that what Drake calls it? The hotline bling?
Sure, if that's what the kids
Call me on your cell phone. Okay, so you're going to be able to call the line and leave a little message.
Correct. So the messages, listen, be respectful of us when you call the hotline, okay? No drunk calls. Well,
I want
drunk calls.
I want drunk calls. You can give them to me. I will listen. I will go through them, and if he doesn't want them, I'll listen to them and then present him with everything that's left. But I want the drunk calls.
The purpose of the hotline is for you to call in and ask us a question. Do you want our opinion on something that has to do with Orlando? Do you want tips about Orlando?
Do you have a quick pro tip?
Or do you have a pro tip?
Yeah.
Do you have a positive thing about Orlando that you want to mention or talk about quickly? Or do you have something that you don't really like about Orlando that you want to mention and that you want us to comment on? Please give us a little ring-a-ding-ding.
We're just playing around with some different ideas. We want to kind of, grow and evolve with our audience. And, to me, I felt so lonely podcasting because, all social media platforms are so interactive except for podcasting. There's so many times that we sit here and talk, but, I would love to hear someone else's input. I mean, of course, we enjoy.
She's tired of hearing me.
We enjoy each other. I mean, that's the whole point of a podcast, really. But it's nice to add a different level of interaction to a podcast.
Yeah, this is going to be fun, exciting. And do you have the phone number, Steph?
I do have the phone number. It's 407-603-6994. So, get to dialing.
Yeah, get to dialing. Call in. Leave us a message. We're not going to be picking up the line. You're going to have to leave a message. So
it won't ring the phone at all? It'll go straight to message?
It's going to go straight to voicemail.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you don't want to
Call me on your cell phone. I get enough crappy calls all day of people telling me that I'm under arrest and somebody is holding my mother hostage and I need to send $10,000 to this person in Asia immediately or she's going to die. I guess I don't need one more phone call on my phone.
So we will get those messages. Of course, we will play them, as long as they're a good fit on the podcast. But please, can you give that number one more time?
407-603-6994.
All right, guys.
We'll post that on our Instagram, too. What did you do this week? Anything? I haven't seen you since.
Well,
since your friend's been here.
My friend Eder is in town from Brazil, and let's see. Last night we were at Magic Kingdom. It was busy for the fireworks. It wasn't busy overall, but it was busy for the fireworks.
I went last night for extra magic hours with Ashley.
Oh, you were there?
Only for extra magic hours.
Oh, so then we must have just missed you.
So from 9 until 11.
We saw Hustlers.
Oh, yeah.
So we saw Hustlers over at the Universal City Walk because they sent
some pro tips for this place.
They sent us coupons. Stephanie got one too at her place. I got one at my place. So I decided to use this coupe.
It was a BOGO because they just installed new luxury loungers there.
Yes.
And they're trying to get people to come see the new setup they got.
Yes. Now, when I walked, it had been a while since I walked in there. But I walked in, I was like, oh, I remember, this place is nice. Whoever designed this place, like the interior design, actually did a decent job.
Timeless.
Because it's timeless.
Yeah, it's not cheesy.
It still looks modern. It's never was cheesy. The colors are kind of more dark and gray and black. So it's just kind of a classic feel. And then the new chairs are comfortable. They're nice. They're almost like lay flat.
I like that.
You're practically in a bed.
Does it have a table like the ones?
Unfortunately, it does not.
Oh.
I know. I love a table. Point Orlando has tables.
Point Orlando is our all-time favorite.
That's my all-time favorite because the tables are so helpful because you can set your stuff on the table. Even if you don't have food, you can set your stuff on the table. But if you have popcorn or soda or whatever, you can set it on the table. Anyway, my problem and the reason I didn't enjoy Hustlers like I should have is because I felt like the projection was dim. And then the sound wasn't that great either.
I haven't been to that theater in a minute. Like the last movie I saw in that theater was 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, wow. Well, the
Yes.
problem with this theater too is you used
The
to have to
parking
pay.
situation.
You used to have to pay for parking. Then you had to walk.
Which, by the way, is $36.
I don't think it's that. I think it's like 24.
No, it is, because when I went for Horror Nights, that's what the sign said.
Jeez. Anyway, you have to park. You have to pay to park. You have to walk in. You have to go through security, and then finally you're at the theater. So it's like a 30-minute ordeal once you park just to get to the theater, if you're lucky. Then, if you buy 2 tickets, they will refund your ticket. But hello, you're going to refund me after I paid this money?
Your parking. They're going to refund your parking.
Yeah, the
not
parking.
Your ticket.
I'm sorry. They're going to refund the parking. But who knows when that's going to hit my account again? Not that I need it, but man, if I was back in my early 20s, I'd be wanting
and
that
then you
money
have to,
to hit my
check
account.
it and make sure that it does.
To make sure it does, whatever. It's just, I'm sorry for that theater because that is.
But you said it wasn't that crowded, right?
Well, it sure wasn't. We were one of 2 people in.
Because think about it, if you go
there.
in the like the afternoon or the matinee showings, everyone's headed into the park. Nobody's going to see a movie.
Yeah. Anyway,
So.
nobody wants to hear this anymore, but that's one of the things that we did.
I was gonna go to Hustlers too, but I had to skip out because I had last minute touches to do on my Halloween costume. Because I went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
Oh, the other thing that I did was Saturday night. My friends Matt and Liz were in town, and we went to Contemporary at the California Grill Lounge to have a drink, and then we hopped over to Kona at the Polynesian for dinner.
How posh.
Oh, Kona's not really that. Yeah. And then we were going to go back over to the Contemporary because if you save your receipt, even if you just have a drink in the lounge at the California Grill, which is on the, I believe, 15th floor of the Contemporary, if you have a drink early in the evening, you could come back to the Contemporary, to the California Grill, and get back up to see the fireworks when it's fireworks time. All you have to do is get a drink. That's a pro tip.
Oh.
So you don't have to have a full meal to get up to the California Grill to see that view.
Who monitors access to that area?
On the floor, I think it's like the 4th floor, just below the monorail level, there's a place where there's a check-in desk. And they have an express elevator that goes straight up to the 15th floor, and they control it. So they'll be checking receipts, etc.
I've never been up there.
What?
Never.
Well, we'll have to go up there because that's a pro tip. You don't have to go spend and have an expensive meal there. You just need to go and have a drink at the lounge, and then come back when it's fireworks time. You can watch the fireworks from up there. So that's a pro tip.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Yeah, it's great views of Orlando.
Oh, I did like the new Halloween fireworks a million times better
Oh,
from
you went
inside the park.
that's right. You went to the Mickey's Not So Scary, which we'll talk even more about on the Halloween
We're
episode.
going to do Halloween episodes, so you'll hear more about it, but they have new fireworks this year, and I saw them from the Polynesian with my mom, and I was not impressed, but then actually you need to be in the park because a lot goes on with
all
the
these new fireworks
projections on
shows.
the castle.
The fireworks shows now.
They're trying to cut out moochers like us who like to watch the fireworks from outside the park. They're going to be like, screw you. If you don't pay for a ticket, you're only going to get half the show. So, all right, guys. Well, like we said, look out for our new format. I hope that everyone will be excited and, interactive with us like we hope. But again, that number is 407-603-6994. And we'll go ahead and put that in our bio, I think, maybe on our Instagram, in case you need a quick reference, when you're drunk at any of Orlando's fine establishments, Wally's. The Halloween bar is finally opening.
Did they have a date?
We got a date set here.
Great.
We'll talk more. This new bar in downtown Orlando, Cocktails and Screams. We will talk more about that on the Halloween episode, but finally they have released a date. So,
And let's just say, if you have not heard last year's Halloween episode, I don't know the episode number off the top of my head.
I don't either.
But go back and listen to, that's one of our favorite episodes.
Yes.
go back and listen to last year's.
Because it's still all valid information. Everything. Yes. All the things that we talked about are still occurring this year in Orlando. So,
and something unique about that episode is that Stephanie recorded from her phone in her pocket, recorded her going through some haunted houses here in Central Florida. Yeah. And so you kind of get to experience that. And it's a good episode. So go listen.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, until next time.
Bye.
Follow us on Instagram at Orlando Out of Context. Instagram is where you can connect and interact with us, as well as see photos and videos related to this week's episode.
Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and iHeartRadio.
Jeez, you got me stumped.